What if a simple shepherd boy could completely transform his life just by choosing to follow a dream? What if the answers you are searching for are already within you, but you just need the courage to begin the journey? This is exactly what The Alchemist is all about, a powerful and inspiring story that shows how an ordinary person can achieve extraordinary things by listening to their heart. The story begins with Santiago, a young shepherd boy living in Spain. His life is simple, calm, and predictable. Every day, he travels across fields with his sheep, enjoying the freedom of wandering and exploring new places. Unlike others, Santiago loves the idea of travel and learning from the world around him. However, deep inside, he feels that his life holds something more, something bigger than just taking care of sheep. One day, Santiago starts having a strange and recurring dream. In this dream, he sees a child guiding him toward a treasure hidden near the pyramids of Egypt. At first, he ignores it, thinking it's just a random dream. But when it repeats again and again, he begins to feel that it must have a deeper meaning. Curious and confused, he decides to visit a dream interpreter, who tells him that the dream is a sign that he should go to Egypt and find the treasure. This idea changes everything for Santiago. For the first time, he starts thinking about leaving his comfortable life behind to chase something uncertain. It's a difficult decision. On one hand, he has a stable life, his sheep, and a routine he understands. On the other hand, there's an unknown journey filled with risks, challenges, and no guarantee of success. This is the moment where Santiago faces what many people experience in life, the choice between comfort and growth. Soon after, he meets a mysterious old man who claims to be a king. This man introduces Santiago to the concept of a personal legend, which means the true purpose or dream that every person has in life. He explains that when you truly want something, the universe helps you achieve it. This idea deeply inspires Santiago. The king also tells him that most people give up on their dreams because of fear of failure, fear of uncertainty, and fear of losing what they already have. Motivated by this wisdom, Santiago decides to follow his dream. He sells his sheep and sets off on his journey toward Egypt. However, his journey doesn't start as he expected. As soon as he reaches a new land, he is tricked by a stranger and loses all his money. Suddenly, he finds himself alone, lost, and completely helpless in a foreign place. This moment becomes one of the most important turning points in his life. Santiago has two choices: either give up and return home, or continue moving forward despite the setback. Instead of giving up, he chooses to stay strong. He finds work in a small crystal shop, where he begins working to earn money. Working in the crystal shop teaches Santiago valuable life lessons. At first, the shop is not doing well, but Santiago uses his creativity and ideas to improve the business. Slowly, the shop starts growing and business increases. Through this experience, Santiago learns the importance of hard work, patience, and believing in his ideas. He also realizes that every challenge in life is an opportunity to grow. After working for a long time, Santiago earns enough money to either return to his old life or continue his journey. Once again, he faces a choice. This time, he chooses to move forward. He understands that going back would mean giving up on his dream, and he doesn't want to live with that regret. He joins a caravan that is crossing the desert. The desert becomes a symbol of both danger and beauty. It is vast, silent, and full of mysteries. During this journey, Santiago meets an Englishman who is searching for a great alchemist. The Englishman is very knowledgeable and spends most of his time reading books. From him, Santiago learns about alchemy, the idea of transforming simple things into something valuable, like turning metal into gold. But Santiago learns something even more important. He realizes that knowledge is not only found in books, but also in real-life experiences. While the Englishman depends on books, Santiago begins to understand the language of the world by observing nature, people, and situations around him. As they travel through the desert, Santiago starts listening to his heart. He begins to notice signs and signals that guide him. He understands that everything in the world is connected, and if he pays attention, he can find direction in the most unexpected places. Eventually, the caravan reaches an oasis, a peaceful place in the middle of the desert. Here, Santiago meets a girl named Fatima. He instantly falls in love with her. For the first time, He feels like he has found something that could make him stay. Love becomes another test in his journey. Santiago is confused. Should he stay with Fatima and live a peaceful life, or continue his journey toward the treasure? Fatima, however, encourages him to follow his dream. She tells him that true love never stops a person from achieving their destiny. It supports it. This moment teaches Santiago that real love is not about holding someone back, but about helping them grow. At the oasis, Santiago also meets the Alchemist, a wise and powerful man who becomes his mentor. The Alchemist teaches him some of the most important lessons of his life. He tells Santiago that fear is the biggest obstacle that prevents people from achieving their dreams. Many people never even try because they are afraid of failure or losing what they have. The Alchemist guides Santiago through the final part of his journey. He teaches him to trust himself, to listen to his heart, and to have faith in the process. One of the most powerful lessons Santiago learns is that when you are truly committed to your dream, everything around you begins to help you. As Santiago continues toward the pyramids, he faces more challenges and dangers. But by now, he has grown stronger, wiser, and more confident. He is no longer the same boy who left Spain. He has transformed through his experiences. Finally, Santiago reaches the pyramids of Egypt. Standing before them, he feels a sense of achievement and wonder. But just when he thinks he has reached the end of his journey, something unexpected happens. He is attacked by thieves who beat him and demand to know what he is doing there. When Santiago tells them about his dream, one of the thieves laughs and reveals that he too once had a dream about a treasure hidden in an old church in Spain, under a tree where a shepherd used to sleep. Santiago suddenly realizes something shocking. The place the thief describes is exactly where he started his journey. At that moment, everything becomes clear. The treasure he was searching for all along was actually back at the place he began. But the journey was necessary for him to realize its true value. Without the journey, he would never have discovered himself, gained wisdom, or understood the meaning of his dream. Santiago returns to Spain and finds the treasure exactly where the thief had described. But now, the treasure means much more than just gold. It represents everything he has learned: the courage to follow his dreams, the strength to overcome challenges, the importance of listening to his heart, and the realization that the journey itself is the greatest reward. The story ends with a powerful message. When you truly desire something and have the courage to pursue it, the entire universe works in your favor. But more importantly, it teaches that the real treasure in life is not just the destination. It's the person you become along the way. This story is not just about Santiago, it's about all of us. It reminds us that we all have dreams, but only a few have the courage to follow them. It encourages us to step out of our comfort zones, take risks, and trust the journey, even when things seem uncertain. In the end, The Alchemist is a story of hope, courage, love, and self-discovery. It teaches us that no dream is too big if we are willing to believe in ourselves and take the first step. Because sometimes, the biggest adventure of your life begins with a simple decision to follow your dream.